What incredibly somber music. Greetings, adventurers of the realm. My name is Jakin, and I am tired and exhausted from Gen Con. I hope you're doing well. This is going to be a little bit different today. Same format, obviously. We're going to be making some monsters, or depending on how much time we have a monster, converting it to DC20. Seems the ones that are higher level seem to take a little bit longer, but it's a challenge I'm willing to accept. Today's the first time in a fat minute we're doing a multi-stream. So you might be watching this on Twitch. You might be watching this on YouTube. Let me know how it goes. How are the audio levels? How's it holding up on the platforms? We're doing this all on a new PC. But first, let's get some hellos out of the way. One Shot Quester says first. I always manage to overlook this. I need to start putting first in my own streams. New stream, new stream. Who dis? Hello, Dinky. How you doing? VN says hi. Howdy. I flinched, not gonna lie, from that sudden voice. I am so sorry. Reld Azab, I hope I said that right. Greetings. Of course, you're streaming while I'm at work. Howdy, Ian, or McCloudy Gaming. Coco Sec says both. The answer is both. Cool. YouTube gang. Woot. Tiantori. Howdy. Loved your video today, by the way. Anything Notion that can improve my Notion life and workflow, I'm super happy about. This camera seems a little dark. Let's, correct exposure, maybe. Dude, One Shot is here? Awesome, I know. That's kind of awesome, a little bit. He's a bit of a bully to me, but that's whatever. It's okay, he's my boss. I like the stream for the algorithm. I got you, bro. Bien. Thank you so much for that. That means a lot to me. Like I was saying, Gen Con. Gen Con happened this past weekend, and it was great. There was a lot of crazy things that happened, but it was great. One of the crazy things I actually have in my lap. I can't show you anything from it, aside from the cover, because apparently things are happening, but I know this is mainly a DC20 channel, but we did it. We got the new player's handbook. I've officially read through the entire thing. I'm on my way reading through it a second time, and I gotta say, this is without playing it, right? Okay, so I haven't actually tested out anything. I'm bringing it up with my players if we want to alternate weeks between DC20 and this, just to see what's going on. But so far, this is like a solid 7 out of 10. Not bad, not great, but is it an improvement? Is it an improvement over 2014? Massive improvement over 2014. There's not a ton different with the core rules, but the classes, absolutely, there's a lot to dig in. Read the whole thing already. I feel so slow. I've been doing it over the course of days, so don't worry. I've read it like here and there when I had little breaks at Gen Con, and then yesterday I basically took as a recovery day because I drove from Indianapolis back to Texas, so I just needed a day to just chill out, just kind of veg out a little bit. So after I was done binging the new Batman show, I got cracking on reading the rest of this. I mostly love it. My big conflict with it is that, honestly, I would wait for the SRD to come out, because while the changes are significant and they are massive, I don't know that it's worth the $50 price tag for the book. And we know the SRD is coming out. We've seen what the SRD looks like for the 2014 edition, and it's a free document that gives you all of the base rules and the base classes. I would honestly just wait for the SRD. Unless your group is going to pitch in all together and y'all are really wanting to give this thing like a nice kind of crack, to kind of a little bit of a test drive, by all means do that. If you don't get it, great. If you do get it, great. In my opinion, you can wait on the SRD. And yes, most points were reducted for the Ranger. I've read through the Ranger maybe 5 times, and while there's good things about the Ranger, it doesn't feel like a Ranger. The things that are good about it kind of steers so far away from whatever the class identity of Ranger is supposed to be. It's frustrating. So I've been kind of like, that's been kind of like developing in the back of my mind a little bit. What is the Ranger? What is the purpose of the Ranger? Reading through the book, it hasn't helped that thought process. And then Bob Worldbuilder today released a whole video about what the Ranger is, why should we even care about the Ranger, and which RPG is doing the best at making the Ranger fantasy come to life. And that video sent me into a crisis, dude. I was like, I love the Ranger, and it's always annoyed me for years when people say it should just be a subclass of fighter. It should just be a subclass of druid. It's just a weaker version of blah and blah, whatever, right? It's always annoyed me, but it's also been true. Recently, especially with this new edition, I've been kind of thinking maybe Ranger should just be a subclass, if anything at all. Like even in DC20, my mindset's kind of warped right now on the Ranger. I love it. I love it so much. I think it's a massive improvement on the Ranger. I do think it's way better than the D&D Ranger, but I don't know. I'm gonna keep ranting if I do this. Let's catch up on chat a little bit. Book does look fresh. It does. Don't show the pages. I don't need the digital Pinkertons coming at me. My guess so far is that they made the superhero aspect even worse. You're correct. Every class is so much more powerful and so much more, like you said, superhero. Which is cool and all, but depending on what your ideal fantasy is, Dungeons and Dragons is way more of an Avengers game than it is a Lord of the Rings game. So you just kind of have to adapt in that regard. And if it's like, I still love the game, I still love the classes, I'm still gonna play the game, but I do have to kind of move forward with acknowledging this is superhero fantasy. This is borderline like comic books right now. It's not really sword and sorcery. I did it. I said the thing. PCs being very strong and almost don't even need a party. Some of the classes, Wizard's one of them. They just hate the class. They do. Hello, Descrom683. God, I hope I said that right. We got some possums in the chat from Wandering Wilder. Howdy. What did my boy do? Depends. Cold opinion, but the spellcasting does ruin the Ranger for me. I agree. I super agree. I think I was kind of indifferent to the Ranger spellcasting originally, and then reading through the book and then reading through the spells, seeing if anything has changed, which there are some changes. I genuinely think spellcasting is one of the things holding the Ranger back. I genuinely think WotC is kind of treating it, kind of like Bob Worldbuilder said in the video today, like a hand wave to just kind of fix problems, but they're not really fixed. It's like, yeah, you can use spellcasting to do these Ranger things. That's cool. So can all these other classes. I don't know. I have a Ranger at my table. He has no real qualms with it, and he also always plays the Ranger. Same here. Not a fighter or rogue with bow, specifically a Ranger because that's his fantasy. And I love that. even though the Ranger is a heartbreaking thing for me, it's always my go-to class. I always have fun with it. I'm genuinely excited to try the new Ranger. I really hope I'm proven wrong, but but to clarify, it is way better than the old Ranger. It is. Like, full stop, it's better than the old Ranger. In comparison to the other updated classes, pardon my French, it's still dog shit. Distal, how you doing, dude? Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're recovering. You left your COVID at the house. I got that impression. Close enough. None for me, thanks. Murph, what's up? I miss you guys already. I miss you. I miss Gen Con. I miss all the people at Gen Con. I already had my crying sesh over it. Ooh, how would you define the difference between superhero fantasy and sword and sorcery? That's a great question. I can't think of a better word right now, but if I do think of a better word, I'll try to interject it somewhere. But stereotypes. I think that's the thing. My brain is wired to view the world through the lens of movies. I grew up in a movie theater. My dad managed a movie theater for a lot of my life. I managed a movie theater. I wasn't a general manager, but movies have been my life. They've been a very passionate thing, and going to the movies has always been kind of... The movie theaters, I say this, it's kind of like a church for me. It's not my church. I have church, but it's kind of like a church experience. When I go to an Avengers movie, there's a very specific type of experience I'm expecting to have. I'm expecting it to do fan service. I'm expecting it to have action, over-the-top fight scenes, over-the-top powers that are for some reason nerfed on screen, whatever. And those things kind of start adding up. When I think of sword and sorcery, my mind goes to things like Conan. That's like one of the big things. Maybe even He-Man. You could argue that's more superhero, but He-Man I think of. Obviously, Lord of the Rings. You could argue that this is also a tone thing. I don't know. I really need to sit down and think about what the difference is, because it's something that my gut tells me this is superhero, this is fantasy, but how do I put that into words and actually like split the difference between them? I'm not sure. I'm sorry if that was a whole wraparound nothing answer, but those are my immediate thoughts on it. Druids basically feel like spellcasting rangers to me. Yeah, I would agree with that. What comes to mind? There are many swords and sorcerers, but only one Avengers. You did it. You win. Descrom is the one who freaking nailed it. Like, what are the parameters, or what makes D&D qualified to be one and not the other? Okay, I think I see what you're saying. I think in the case of D&D, maybe even more so in the 2024 edition, it's a case of power and power scaling. I'm not a min-maxer or optimized builder. I typically build to fit a story, to fit a character model kind of thing. Reading through D&D, our 2024 edition, and comparing it to the 2014 edition, there's a very clear power difference between the two. Players are way more powerful, especially when you compare them to the old monster manual. Which, by the way, we have some examples of monsters in the new player's handbook. That's where I'll leave that. But I really do think it's power. I think, and all of this could change when we see the Dungeon Master's guide in November. But at the moment, it feels like the players are getting a lot of cool stuff. And then the Dungeon Masters might get some cool things. Again, all of this is so dependent on the monster manual, but also the Dungeon Master's guide. I really need to sit down and figure out how I categorize these things. Maybe I should do that soon, if I'm going to keep talking about this. Maybe the difference is heroes versus superheroes. I thought you were joking for a second, but that kind of makes sense to me. Heroes versus superheroes. Samwise is a hero in Lord of the Rings. Samwise is not a superhero. Aragorn is a hero in Lord of the Rings. He's not a superhero. Hawkeye is a superhero. You could argue he's a hero, but he's basically a superhero. Ooh, like maybe how flashy it is, how much the players struggle or don't struggle. I think that might play into it. Stakes, which I don't know, because people can struggle with superheroes. Like if I took D&D and ran I don't know, a Justice League one shot. Ooh, that might be fun. But like if we ran, I don't know. I really need to figure this out. Like the level of grounded the tone is. I think so. You know what? Let me just Google sword and sorcery. What is sword and sorcery fantasy? Sword and sorcery, or heroic fantasy, is a subgenre of fantasy characterized by sword-wielding heroes engaged in exciting and violent adventures. Elements of romance, magic, and the supernatural are also present. Okay. And then what is fantasy? Just out of curiosity. Fantasy is a genre of speculative fiction involving magical elements as well as a work in this genre. Its roots are in oral traditions, which became fantasy, literature, and drama. Okay. And then what is the superhero genre? Superhero fiction is a subgenre of speculative fiction, examining the adventures, personalities, and ethics of costumed crime fighters known as superheroes, who often possess superhuman powers and battle similarly powered criminals known as supervillains. Which, I mean, that kind of makes sense. Especially because we as D&D fans, TTRPG fans, we are kind of making BBEGs more and more supervillains. Like, how often do we see like a video that's like, how to make your bad guy like Dr. Doom? How to run a Thanos level villain in Dungeons and Dragons? I mean, even BBEG, Big Bad Evil Guy, that's kind of like your flashing lights of super villain. This is a wonderful conversation. I'm so curious to hear everyone's thoughts. Aragorn bending an army of dead to his will is kind of superhero-y. I agree. You could argue that Legolas is very superhero-esque. Side note, for me the music is a bit loud, a bit hard to hear you over it on loud bits, but could just be me. If it's you, it's probably everyone. Let me go ahead and turn it down a little more. Let's do this. Let me know if that's better. Thank you for the heads up. What are we doing today? Besides talking about the D&D, which by the way, just for one last little flex, here's the book. Here it is. Also, I love this. This is great. When I put it on the shelf with the rest of the 5th edition books, this stands out and it's very clear. It's very, very much like, oh, this is a different edition. I like that they inverted the colors. I like it a lot. My players' most hated enemies are usually the ones doing the quietest evils. Ooh. Quietest evils. I've never heard it described like that, and now I'm kind of obsessed with how you phrased it. Thank you. Sweet. Segue to DC20. Did you hear Coach play DC20 with Brennan and Abria? Yes. I'm super eager to hear the details of that. I specifically want to know what notes, if any, Brennan and Abria had about the game itself. Like, I want to know, like there's a lot about DC20 that's like very obviously going to stand out as cool as shit to a lot of people, but I really want to know, like, what were they saying, like, this could be tweaked, this could be worked on, this could be expanded upon. That's what I really, really want to know. I'm very excited to hear kind of like the deep dive talk, whether it's on one of his Patreon streams or maybe even like a DC20 Q&A Tuesday night stream. Super excited. Speaking of playing DC20, I didn't get to play it this weekend, but when I went to the Daggerheart playtest, I almost left, but I bumped into some familiar DC20 faces. The Pocket Dimension. It was awesome. It was Allison and Matt from the Pocket Dimension. I was trying so hard not to fangirl, and it was great. We were greeting each other, asking each other how the convention was, and then they were like, do you have a table yet? Do you want to sit at our table? This is my first time doing a playtest like this at Gen Con, and I was like, if that's how this works, yeah, I'd love to play with you guys. So I got to play Daggerheart with the Pocket Dimension, and it was awesome. It was so much fun. Which, speaking of Daggerheart, I don't know if it's new system excitement or whatever. I freaking love Daggerheart. I love it so much. I think the biggest downside of Daggerheart is that it's very, very table dependent. If you don't have a table that's very like big on roleplay, and not very big on collaborating, but more so like, let's fight the monsters, let's finish the quest. If your table is more like that, probably Daggerheart's not for you. But if you really click well, you can bounce off of each other. You know when to take a pause and let someone else have the stage. It's fantastic. Pocket Dimension, Allison was telling me someone in their Discord described it beautifully. It was described as, Daggerheart is a game made by theater kids for theater kids. Being a theater kid, my opinion might be biased as hell, but Daggerheart was a blast, and I genuinely wouldn't mind if it was like one of the two main systems I run. Because, like, obviously I'm going to be running DC20. I love DC20. That's my new main... Oh, shit, I'm wearing the shirt. Hey! I'm going to be running DC20. That's my favorite system. But I really, really enjoy Daggerheart. If I had a great GM and a great table, I would love to be a consistent player in something Daggerheart related. Like, switching between the two systems, I would love that. I would still like to play D&D, but DC20 scratches the itches that I want from D&D, and then Daggerheart scratches the role-playing part of my brain that I really want from just any system. I loved it. Ooh, do I spy someone else sporting some DC20 merch? This was from the playtest last year at Gen Con when we got to try out the early version of DC20. It's a very big shirt, but it's a cozy shirt. I need to get one with the new, like, updated logo. This is the old logo. I really want a DC20 hat. That's what I'd really like. I love Critical Role, but I don't know why Daggerheart just doesn't click for me. I don't know. If you think of a few reasons, I'd love to hear about it, though. I'd love to hear what you... what exactly didn't click, what you didn't like. It's probably understandable. Speaking of understandable, I think it's time we all understand why we're here today. YouTube chat. Oh, yeah, we also have Twitch people. YouTube and Twitch chat. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. It's time we work on some monsters. Thanks for remembering us. Thank you. Well, bam! Oh. Things changed. There we go. Okay. Let's convert a monster to DC20, shall we? There's a few different things. A few little touch-ups I did. I changed the monster stat block just a tiny bit. Did y'all hear that? Seriously, did you guys hear that? Like someone outside just like screamed bloody murder. Holy crap. Holy crap, that gave me a heart attack. Oh. Woo! Okay. Wait, are the channel point sound rewards working? Oh, they might not be. I had to reset everything because there's a PC now. So everything got moved over to Windows. So there's a lot of things I haven't fixed yet, including, I think, notifications. Yeah, channel points, follow notifications, all of that probably isn't going to work right now, which I apologize about. I totally forgot about those. I will get those fixed. I will get those fixed ASAP. But holy crap, my heart is pounding from that. Okay. Whew. You have a PC now? I do have a PC now, and I love and hate it. So it's on Windows 10, which I already like way more than Windows 11. There's a lot of little things I hate. Here, let me go to this for a second. Here, let's get closer. I freaking hate how uninstalling something works on a PC. There's a lot of extra unnecessary steps. You know what you do on a Mac? You drag the icon to the little trash bin, and that's it. That's all you have to do on a Mac. I was very shocked when that wasn't the case on a PC. Also, when I was trying to set up the Twitch stream and YouTube stream and everything while on a Discord call, I didn't know on Windows you can't have the camera that you're using for Discord you can't use them both at the same time for different applications. That was bonkers to me. That's not how it works on a Mac. I was like, but why? Why not? Anyways, the PC rant's over. Other than that, it's been pretty smooth so far. The camera thing, yes, that sucks. Yeah, that is so annoying. I hate it so much. Back to the stat block. So, I've added a few things to kind of reflect the DC20 stat blocks as shown in the free PDF on the DC20 website with a free one-shot. So underneath features, you have actions, so those two remain the same, but now you have attack enhancements and reactions. So, attack enhancements, the way that I was running these was I had a list that I basically had memorized, right? And these are things like you take a die to give yourself advantage. You could spend a die or an action point to add another point of damage. Things like that. The way monster stat blocks work now, you have them listed out. So you can't just pick out of the air all willy-nilly. So attack enhancements, they're going to be very specific to the monster. So it's not just going to be general, give yourself advantage. It can be, but if it's not stated there, we're not going to worry about it. And then reactions, reactions. And then I don't know that we're going to be working on any Apex actions today, but with the DRACOLICH, we might. All right. I think we've been beating around the bush long enough. Let's do this. Gotta make this a little bit bigger. I'm not used to having one monitor. All right. So here we go. We're gonna start a new sheet. We're gonna rename this DRACOLICH. So the way that I like to do stat blocks, if this is your first time watching, one of these streams, I have 2 stat blocks that I make per monster. One is a very simple one. If you just need it to run and go, this is that stat block. And then I have another one that's meant for the details, if you're one of those DMs. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna copy, then we're gonna just drop it in right here. All right, so first off, this is called a DRACOLICH. And I'm still gonna pull up the mortal instructions, unless I still have them down here. All right. So I got my monster manual right here. PC can be very different for sure. I recall when I was a huge Mac fan. It ain't gonna be past tense with me. It is. I'm a Mac fan. My MacBook is down off screen somewhere. All right. So in the monster manual, we have a stat block for an adult blue DRACOLICH. But if we turn to the page before, not only do we get a little bit of lore, but we also get a little bit of a template. And it reads as follows. Only an ancient or adult true dragon can be transformed into a DRACOLICH. Younger dragons that attempt to undergo the transformation die, as do other creatures that aren't true dragons, but possess the dragon type, such as pseudo-dragons and wyverns. A shadow dragon can't be transformed into a DRACOLICH, for it has already lost too much of its physical form. When a dragon becomes a DRACOLICH, it retains its statistics, except as described below. The dragon loses any trait, such as amphibious, that assumes a living physiology. Makes sense. The DRACOLICH might retain or lose any or all of its lair actions, or inherit new ones, as the DM sees fit. And then it has a few of the reasons, or a few of the things that change about the DRACOLICH, including the type, damage resistance, damage immunities, condition immunities, and magic resistance. For the sake of today's stat block, we're just going to focus on the adult blue DRACOLICH. So we're just going to transport the one that's from the monster manual over to DC20. They're good machines, no shame. I have Linux set for my gaming PC. Ooh, Linux. I've heard a lot of people are switching to Linux because of all the Microsoft AI spying on you thing. What is a DRACOLICH? I'm kind of new to the TTRPG scene. Thank you for asking that. Yeah, I'd be happy. Here, let's read about it together. You know what? Before my throat gets all weary, let's crack open a cold one. It's possible that wasn't even heard. If it was heard, say noise. It's just sparkling water. Okay. So, this is a DRACOLICH. It's a dragon that basically undergoes the process to become a lich. Basically, think of it as like a super zombie, gross, undead looking evil magic guy, right? It reads as follows. Even as long-lived as they are, all dragons must eventually die. This thought doesn't sit well with many dragons, some of which allow themselves to be transformed by necromantic energy and ancient rituals into powerful, undead DRACOLICHs. Only the most narcissistic dragons choose this path, knowing that by doing so, they sever all ties to their kin and the dragon gods. Hydration check. Thank you. TrueJ916, how you doing? Thank you for the hydration check. One day I'll be able to see all the rewards, redemptions, and everything. Beyond death, A Dracolich retains its shape and size upon transforming, its skin and scales drawing tight to its bones or sloughing away to leave a skeletal form behind. Its eyes appear as glowing points of light floating in the shadowy sockets, hinting at the malevolence of its undead mind. Though many dragons pursue vain goals of destruction and dominance, Dracoliches are more nefarious than most evil dragons, driven to rule overall. A Dracolich is a fiendishly intelligent tyrant that crafts complex web of foul schemes, attracting servants motivated by greed and a lust for power. Acting from the shadows and actively plotting to keep its existence a secret, a Dracolich is a cunning and challenging foe. So liches are similar to undead. Kind of, yeah. I know there's a lot of like nerds who are gonna be like, actually, but for the sake of simplistic explanations, yes, that's a perfectly fine way to think about them. So basically what we're making is a stat block for a dragon who underwent a process to become something more powerful and more evil, but in doing so, they look unrecognizable. You can't really recognize who they once were. And as mentioned, they separate all ties from their kin and their dragon gods, which primarily in Dungeons & Dragons at least is either Tiamat or Bahamut. And then there's a third sibling I can't remember the name of. Thank you for the explanation. Thank you. I'm winging it. A lot of that's just reading from the book, but thank you. Okay, so let's figure out the level of this thing. This is a challenge of 17. Is this the highest level monster that we've made? Is this going to be the highest one? Let's see, we just did the Storm Giant. That was level 10. We're doing level 17. Jeez Louise. All right, so this is a level 17. Size, type, and rank. This is a huge undead. Yeah, so just huge undead. And then rank we'll get to in a second because that's kind of a separate thing to DC20. Huge, undead, and then rank. So in DC20, if we go to the monster starter pack, you'll notice that some of these monsters have things like Lurker, Brute, Skirmisher, Leader. These are tags that allow someone to have a very quick understanding of what type of role they play. If anyone plays Overwatch, think of it as like it gives you a quick understanding of if you're playing a DPS, if you're playing a tank, if you're playing a healer. It's basically one of those types of tags for a monster stat block. We're going to do the Crassus. We're going to go off the Crassus, which is the free DC20 one-shot, which is on the website by the Dungeon Coach. It's for free. You can download it, see all this for yourself. So this is a large monstrosity, but we're dealing with an undead, and it's an Apex Skirmisher. So we will definitely put Apex. And then, should we do Skirmisher? I'm split on this, admittedly. Put this as... Let's see, what were our other options? We had Skirmisher, Leader. I don't think it's a Leader. Lurker, Brute. I don't get any of those tags really is like the vibe. So we'll put Apex. What's a good little adjective? Just for kicks, give it the same HP. Brian, please. How you doing, Brian? Please. Used to love Overwatch. I had fun for a little bit, and then I just always stayed angry. I do really like the quick types of monsters. Same here. I think alive blue dragons are more political than the other colors. Are they? That's a fun fact. You know what? We'll put Skirmisher. We'll put Skirmisher for now. And then, or, you know what? Apex. I'll just put Apex Dragon. Why not? Initiative. This is something I'm adding to the DC20 stat block because this is something I really love about the new 2024 D&D stat blocks. So in those stat blocks, it gives you in the top right corner a static number that you can just, if you just need to quickly put them in initiative, you just put them in that place in initiative, or you can go by the modifier and roll for the initiative. So we're going to make this initiative. Oh man, what should we make this? I like to go by 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So I'm going to go with a 15. And then for the modifier, because this is kind of a crazy guy, we'll go +5. This is a very high level thing. The Dead Aussie Gamer! How you doing, Dag? I really hope you're doing well. I hope you're resting. Not getting up, resting. I miss you so much, dude. I want to go back to Gen Con so bad. Dracoliches get Draco Stitches. Hi, friend. I'm resting-ish. I'll take resting-ish. I'll take that. All right. So you have might, agility, charisma, and intelligence. And for the most part, that's going to be a 1-to-1 translation from their stats in the book. So might, which let me double check something. Storm Giant. Okay, yeah. So the modifier. So might is going to be a 7. Agility is going to be a 0. Interesting. Charisma is going to be a 4. And intelligence and wisdom are going to be combined for a total of 5. All right, now let's consult our table because. So this is a little monster creation table. Modifier for initiative. I thought DC20 had a predetermined initiative for monsters. It might. I didn't think it did. Yeah, I don't see one. Yeah, I don't see any on the stat blocks. Save, DC, speed, blah, 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 blah. Is there one on here? Speed, attack. Yeah, I'm not seeing any. Alright, so this is the monster creation table. This one only goes to level 10. Doesn't the GM decide when the monster goes? Maybe. Here, we can consult the monster guide. Basics of monster building, survivability, speed, check saves, monster damage, action points, features, class features, quick features, maneuvers, passive effects, difficulties, stat examples, stat ranges, encounter planning, the overall health of a monster in level 1 should be 10 times. The overall health of all monsters in a level 1 encounter should be 10 times the number of PCs. Action points. I'm not seeing anything about tally marks. Monster action economy. You're gonna have your monsters. You can try this instead of monster having default 4 AP. Reaction. Boss points. Yeah, I don't see anything about that. Look up initiative in the main document. Monsters go between players. Yes. Team that beats DC has one of their team go first, then stagger after that. Yeah. That part I'm familiar with. I like to give them a spot in initiative though. Like for example, if it's a 15, the 15 doesn't mean it goes first. If a player goes first, I just slot it in before them at the 15 mark. That sort of thing. The players don't know. I mean, yeah, the players don't know when the monster goes. The GM does. But we don't have to include it. I'm still going to include it because I like it. It helps me run things way faster. Guess who's here? King Hold Up! What's up, dude? We're making a DRACOLICH. Oh yeah, we were talking about the health next. Oh yeah, health points. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah. Level 10 is 44. And then when we made the Storm Giant the other day, Coach liked the stat block. Oh, I gave Storm Giant a plus 10 with initiative. Interesting. But had us up it to like 50 to 65. So I said 55 probably works. If we're dealing with a level 17, that's a great question. I think Mortal used to have a very solid way of getting some monster health. So let's consult Mortal, which if you want to have access to Mortal's playground, look at all the Mortal monsters, classes, ancestries, creation guide, etc., ! Mortal in the chat. All right. Monster creation table, step-by-step guide. Where's the one about the health? Encounter HP. No, I just need the regular HP. Oh, it was before they updated everything. That's right. It's just gone now. Okay. Let's see. How much health is this supposed to have? This is supposed to have 225 health. I don't think that's going to cut it. How do we calculate health for something that's so far ahead? We kind of had to wing it with the Storm Giant. We capped it at level 10. But this is a DRACOLICH. So how do we do this? Well, let's see. If a Storm Giant is 55 at level 10, it shouldn't be too much. It shouldn't cross 100. I'm thinking maybe in the 90s. See, is there any kind of pattern we can see the HP? It goes 18, 28, 23, 26, 29, 32. I don't know what the pattern for this would be. Three. Let's see. Ah, gotcha. Yes. Yes. Okay. Let's see what we can find about the stat block. It's 18d12 plus 108. That's a little crazy. Just for fun, what would that be? 18d12. How do we get to the Google one? Oh, there it is. All right, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 42. What if we just added 4 more? 1, 2, 3, 4. 65. I'm almost tempted to just cap this creature at level 10, only because I don't know what it would look like past it. Like, I believe the giant was supposed to be higher than level 10. If we if we flip through a little bit. Storm Giant, he's supposed to be technically a level 13. So you know what? I might just leave it at level 10 for now. So we'll let that do it. Maybe monsters are different, but don't players peak their powers at level 10? Kind of. There's technically no level cap in DC20, so it kind of just keeps going. So that's a bizarre concept. That's so hard for me to wrap my head around a little bit. We'll go with level 10. So we'll say level 10, and we'll make the HP kind of dummy high. Let's see what it's supposed to be. Low, middle, and high. This is for levels 1 and 2. So the highest health it's supposed to have around level 1 and 2 is 35. So that means 10 has got to be like crazy. My gut says 80s. 80. We'll cap it at level 10, like we did with the giant. Okay. So physical defense, it recommends at level 10 an 18 and a 15. So let's just get those typed out for now. 18, 23? Yeah. 28. No PDR for now. And then 15, 20, 25. And then we'll just put a 0 for now. So we got past level 10, PCs will have all sorts of crazy freedom to create combos that could do crazy damage. That's what I'm nervous about. In a good way. But as far as like monster creation goes, have no idea what that would even mean. Maybe worry less about how and focus on resistances. Ooh, good point. Yes. Not how, HP. Focus less on HP resistances. Yeah. I like that. Gee, my stat blocks look so dang small in comparison. But hey, if that's working great for you, then it's doing the right thing. Especially if it's working well for you, like at the table. I was about to say I wish I could see one, but I've seen what it looks like in the Notion video. Which everyone, if you haven't already, T and Tori posted a Notion video today, which you should check out, because there's a lot of cool shit in there. I liked it at least. Senses. It has blind sight, dark vision, passive perception. Okay, blind sight. I need to open up the main DC20 document now. All right, vision. Let's see, vision would be down a good bit. Holding your breath, shields, vision starts at page 68. Boop. I have concealment, darkness. Okay, so there is blind sight in the game. Creatures with blind sight have the ability to see things within a specified range without the use of eyes. Creatures without eyes or that can see using echolocation are able to see things using blind sight. A creature with blind sight can see things that are invisible, is immune to being blinded, and can see unimpeded by concealment. That was a funny way for phrasing. Blind sight doesn't grant a creature the ability to see behind cover. Example, a creature with blind sight 5 can see up to 5 spaces in any direction as if they could see normally. This includes invisible creatures within range and creatures that are partially or fully concealed within range that aren't behind cover. All right, so our first thing is blind sight. Now in D&D, they have blind sight up to 60 feet. So 60 divided by 12 would be 12. So blind sight, let's say blind sight 12. And then they have dark vision 120 feet, which if we consult the rulebook again, dark vision. Creatures with dark vision have the ability to see in dim light and darkness out to a specified range. A creature with dark vision can see areas of dim light within the specified range. Okay. Dark vision. Okay. Okay. And then 120 divided by 5. What the heck would that be? 24? Did I do that right? Hold on. Calculator. Boop, boop, boop. We play TTRPGs. We're not supposed to be good at math. That is 24. I was right. God, that's kind of crazy. Maybe lower that? And then the passive awareness, which we'll figure out in a second. Was a great video today. Yeah, it was a great video. Question. In Google Drive specifically, how do you store all of your completed stat blocks? I'm struggling with doing it in G Drive, so I have all of mine in a Notion database. So the answer is not well. So let's see. Can you see at the bottom of the screen? You can kind of see at the bottom of the screen. So where you have like the multiple like pages and tabs. Here, let me raise this a little bit. Where is it? Yeah, that. Oh, no, okay. Ah! So if I take this and like drag it up, you see those like little tabs right there? That's how I'm storing them at the moment. But when I'm done with them, because I share them with everyone in my Discord, I save them as a PDF for people to be able to open. So let me pull one up as an example. Oh wait, I don't have that folder anymore. Yes, I do. I lied. Ha! Get lied to. I don't know why I did it that way. Okay. So boom. Let's see, did it show? Yeah. So this is what it looks like when I export it. So in my Google Drive, I have like a giant DC20 folder. And inside that folder, it has assets, thumbnails, and then it has every version of the game released so far and everything that came with it. Under assets, I have a folder called monsters. And within that folder, there's another folder called levels. And it's in those levels that I put the monster stat block where it's deemed appropriate. So the Storm Giant will be in the level 10 folder. That's how I've been doing it. I don't know if it's efficient, but that's how I've been doing it. And each time I export it, I make sure that the simple stat block is on the top and the more complete stat block is down on the bottom. And this is usually what it looks like. I hope that answered the question. The main downside is that I have to copy paste into a doc to print. The printing is not so good when you have pictures like stat screenshots from a monster manual, let's say. Been there. I know exactly what you mean. Yup. Yeah, I literally like go in and then save it as a PDF with a simple stat block on top and then the small one on the bottom. And then when I do print them out for a session to use, I have a giant like GM binder with like tabs that separate different kinds of notes. Because I've recently switched to handwriting my notes, which has been weirdly fun. But in the back I have a monster tab, so I'm just putting the monsters in the level order. And then if there's multiple within a level, alphabetical. So kind of slowly a monster manual. A very small monster manual, but maybe, I don't know, maybe it's an average size monster manual, I don't know. Passive awareness, that was a dumb joke. Okay. passive awareness. We're gonna move on. How do you calculate your passive awareness again? It is any stat, so it's 8 plus any relevant modifier for a stat. So that would be at level 10. That would be what? That would be. Do you get your prime modifier every 5 levels? Is that how it works? This isn't a Mac. I don't know how to just do like the freaking search. There's always a search bar on a Mac, so I just like type in what I need to look for, and then that's how I've been doing it. But there's not that. That's the weapons, Beastborn, ancestries. I just need that one little progression table. I'm pretty sure it's either every. Here we go. Hybrid path. Nope, that's not it. I lied to you. Spellcaster, martial, prestige, talents. The player progression table. Okay. The attribute cap is 3. It goes up every 5 levels. Okay, so if it's level 10, it should have a +5. So 8 plus 5, 13. Passive awareness, 13. I'm gonna round it up to 15 because DRACOLICH. That's why. Control F. Oh my god, is that how you do it? Thank you so much. I want to try that out. Control F. Oh my god. Bard. And then... Oh my god. Thank you. Bard. Okay. They look like it kind of worked. Kind of. Usually does it across programs. Why do I always forget that? I always forget it. Normally M2, somehow I keep forgetting Control F. I actually bound Control C and V to my mouse buttons. Ooh, I should do that. And then enter to scroll through the findings. Oh, okay. So Bard, enter. And then scroll to go through the findings. And then scroll to go through them? I'm getting confused. Anyways, features. Let's see what kind of features we got. We have a legendary resistance. We have 3 a day. If the DRACOLICH fails a saving throw, it can choose to succeed instead. And then we have magic resistance. The DRACOLICH has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. Sure. Let's try it. Tell me you are a Mac user without telling me you're a Mac user. I know. Control F for you instead of scrolling. Wait, what? Instead of scrolling? Wait. Control F. Oh wait, do you have to press this little arrow? Oh. So you don't scroll it, you press the little arrow. Okay, this is my next gripe with Windows. This is weird. Anytime there's like a PDF open anywhere, there's just a little search bar where we just type in what it is we're looking for, and then when we scroll, it's only scrolling the results of that. This is weird. Yeah, I'm a Mac user. Like, hit the enter key if you didn't get where you wanted to at first. If there are 15 bards, you are at the 7th. Enter will go to the 8th. Okay, so enter. 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 That's so weird. That's so weird. I'm gonna make Microsoft and Windows the next monster, because that's abysmal. Not a fan of legendary resistance for DC20. It might be better to have reduced failures. Reduced failures. I'm open to the idea. Let's see. The one was the legendary resistance. Said there's 3 a day. If the Dracolich fails a saving throw, it can choose to succeed instead. And then let's see what the Crassus had in the... We had the counter jump. We had the summoning, more Crassus. We had a grapple, spray acid, while consume claw, standing leap, poor eyesight. Is there anything in the monster pack that might be able to help us? Stat ranges, passive effects, maneuvers, features. Below are examples that you could use at a glance to add 1 or 2 features onto a monster. Resistance. It has resistance half to a specific damage type. I could see us doing that. Shot collar, inspire walls, damage type. Change the damage type the monster deals or part of it to another damage type. Death's Door, give the monster the ability to use Death's Door mechanic that the PCs have. Okay. So maybe what we do is, let's take the resistance one. So we'll pick a damage that makes the most sense, right? So we'll come over here. We'll just do that. Boom. See, how did I format this with everything else? I want it to look kind of the same. I bolded it! Good on me. Bold. Wait, did I also slant the other fonts? No, I did not. Okay. Resistance. It has resistance half to a specific damage type. What damage type would make the most sense? This is a huge undead. So not... Oh, we changed the name, but it's Umbral and... Is it not necrotic? Oh, what is the other damage type? We just changed it to. Was it necrotic? LMAO. Does Dracolich have a phylactery... What? Buddy, I didn't go to college. What the hell is a phylactery? Phylactery. A small leather box containing Hebrew... What? That can't be the same thing. No, I spelled it wrong. Phil... Okay. Actery. This is embarrassing. I have to look this up. What is phylactery? Oh, it's in D&D. Is a magic item that a wizard puts their soul into when they become a lich. A small leather box containing Hebrew text or vellum worn by Jewish men at morning prayers as a reminder to keep the law. Corrosive and umbral. Umbral! That's what it was. Like a horcrux. A horcrux. That's the Harry Potter thing, right? I haven't seen those movies since the last one was in theaters. I worked them at the movie theater, like when they've been re-released. Detached fragments of their heart soul. Okay. They don't that I'm aware of. Phylactery in a fantasy is an item that holds a creature's soul, so they can always be resurrected. I kind of like that idea, though. I'd be down to mess with that. Do y'all think we should add that? Should we add that kind of mechanic into that? And if so, do we make it a feature? Or do we make it an Apex action? Think Horcrux from Harry Potter. I tried. I kind of remembered it. Kind of. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking maybe that should be the other feature. So we'll say, while we're waiting on a response, or you know what, we'll just pull it. Thank you for the lurk. Damn 314. Help. Oh my god, I gotta do 2 different polls, don't I? Okay. Alright, so we'll do a poll. If I can remember how to do the poll. Oh, there we go. Boom. Start a poll. Should we add a Horcrux mechanic? Yes. No. Alright, we've started the poll on the YouTube side. Now let's do it on the other side. Boom. Yes. No. Boom. Okay. Now, while you guys are going back and forth on that, I'm gonna finish this for a second. It has resistance half to umbral damage. So we'll say to umbral damage. It's already dead. Why should it suffer more dead damage? You know what I mean? Magic resistance. The Dracolich has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. I think with magic, I almost think we should give it a mystical damage reduction. I think that would make more sense. Which I'm thinking average damage is like 2 at levels 1 and 2. This is level 10. Did we have something for the damage? Oh, 4. And then players. Okay. Okay. If they're gonna be basically doing 4, okay, let's do 3 for now. I'm thinking probably drop it down to 2, but we'll leave it at 3 for now. All liches, even Dracoliches, have it. Do they? I didn't see it in here. I don't see it in its stat block. But I am down to add that mechanic because it sounds cool as hecky becky. Trying to find the Phylactery in Dragon's Hoard could be a multi-session event in itself. Yo, that's not a bad idea. Like searching for the Arkenstone in a pile of gold. I like that. In Warcraft, liches can self-resurrect after a certain amount of time passes or a certain condition is met. Ooh. I'm leaning more towards this idea. Let's check out the results of the poll. The poll ended. What was the result? Manage poll. View results. No one voted on Twitch. That's crazy. And then on YouTube, 80% say yes, 20% say no. That settles it. We are going to make it. That's crazy. Twitch, what are we doing? What are we doing? All right. So what did we call this? It was a phylactery? Is that what it was? Phylactery. Is it with an I or a Y? Because I'm seeing it pull up with a Y. Phylactery. I think it's with a PHY. I'm gonna default to that. Okay. Oops. Okay, so we're gonna say first off bold. Phylactery. Right? Phylactery. Okay, yeah. So phylactery. How do we make that a mechanic? D&D. Okay, that's cool and all. What's the mechanical definition? Also sometimes called a jar, was the name given to the repository used to store the life force of a lich. A cleric or mage had to create such a phylactery in order to become a lich, and it was necessary for the lich to maintain its undead state and escape being destroyed. Okay, how does it work? A lot of the questions are answered in the monster manual. Okay, so do I have to go to the lich to find out how this works? Lich, there it is. The lich's lair, death and restoration. When a lich's body is broken by accident or assault, the will and mind of the lich drains from it, leaving only a lifeless corpse behind. Within days, a new body reforms next to the lich's phylactery, coalescing out of a glowing smoke that issues from the device. Because the destruction of its phylactery means the possibility of eternal death, a lich usually keeps its phylactery in a hidden, well-guarded location. Destroying it is no easy task and often requires a special ritual, item, or weapon. Every phylactery is unique, and discovering the key to its destruction can be a quest and of itself. Okay. But is this part of a stat block, or is this part of lore? You know what I mean? Like, is this something that we need to put in the DC20 stat block, or is this something that is expected, the player needs to know about it, kind of thing? It has spell casting, paralyzing touch, cantrip, frightening gaze, disrupt life, rejuvenation. If it has a phylactery, a destroyed lich gains a new body. Okay, there we go. In 1d10 days, regaining all of its hit points and becoming active again. The new body appears within 5 feet of the phylactery. Okay, so we just need to translate that part into the stat block. That's the vibe I'm getting. Hi all. Hello. Oh, your name is in blue. I can't read that. Maddie Holmes. Howdy. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Till a lich is mom's old vase. What? That we somehow managed to glue the bits back together. Oh no. And then we have Suhez. God, I hope I said that right. I'm so sorry. What happens when you destroy it before killing the lich? Well, according to this, it's the possibility of eternal death. A lich usually keeps its phylactery in a hidden, well-guarded location. So it sounds like that's the source of life. I'm not seeing anything specifically about destroying it destroys the lich, but I am seeing that it's a way for the lich to basically respawn. So you're basically killing the spawn point. You're putting the torches around it like in Minecraft because it respawned magically. So we'll call this phylactery. We'll call this rejuvenation because that's what it's called here. And now let's just type it out. If it has a phylactery, a destroyed DRACOLICH, yeah, gains a new body, and we're just gonna call it 10 days. In 10 days, regaining all its health points and becoming active again. The new body appears within one space of the phylactery. Boom! We did it! Oh, I lost my page on the DRACOLICH. Gosh darn it. There we go. Boom! We did it! So it has resistance. Half to umbral damage, and it has rejuvenation. If it has a phylactery, a destroyed DRACOLICH gains a new body in 10 days, regaining all its health points and becoming, you know what, just to make life easier. This is another change I like about the new 2024 stat blocks. It capitalizes all the important words. Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right. So check, save DC, and speed should be pretty easy. This is level 10, so it gets 4 action points. A check of 10. Jesus. So that's going to be a 10. Speed. What is the speed for this thing? You're not going to bless me? That's kind of rude. It has a speed of 40. 40 divided by 5. Let's go with 8. It has a speed of 8 spaces. 8 spaces. And then we have action 1, action 2, and then attack enhancements, and then reactions. Once we get the simple stat block done, or I guess this is the complicated one, then we can figure out everything else. The sneeze. My bad, bro. My bad. Okay. You know what? Let's just get the easy stuff out of the way so I don't lose my mind. Perception and stealth. Okay, so we have awareness of... How did I format this in the other ones? Some of these have no skills. No skills, bruh. No skills. Okay. I get it now. And then the monster sheet said it's assumed it's a +4, right? Before all of us save, they have a mastery in. Okay. So the core rulebooks. If we type in 10 step, enter. Step character creation outline. Okay. It didn't work that time, did it? Would have worked on a Mac. Okay. I just need to scroll down for a second. Attribute points. So novice, adept, and expert. So +6. Yeah, okay, so really it should have +6 to whatever. No. That'd be 5 + 6. Basically 11. Ooh, okay. Interesting. No. Help. +6. Okay, I know how I'm gonna do this. Shut up. I know what I'm doing. Wait. Oh no, did I edit the other one? Was I editing it? I was! Oh my gosh, you love to see it. Ugh. Gosh darn it. Gosh, I'm so good at what I do. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Control C. Go underneath. Control V. Let's go ahead and get all that. Control C. Control V. Awareness. Awareness is tied to your prime. So at this level, it would be 6. Is that what we said? 3, 4. No, it'd be 5. Okay, so 5 plus 6. So 11. So an awareness of plus 11. And then a stealth. Okay, so stealth. So agility plus 6. Okay, so plus 6, which actually isn't too far off. It's actually plus 6 in the monster manual. So I guess that checks out. All right, let's see what we got next. Okay. I got a weird little notification. Oh my god, the YouTube ones aren't showing up. Oh no. I was like, man, that's a lot of Twitch chat talking. YouTube got really silent. I don't know why it's not picking up the other one. Twitch be sleeping. You guys be sleeping. Skyrim music, yeah. Read up on rejuvenation mechanic for other liches. It's listed there. Google has the right spelling. Look up rejuvenation. Bless you. Thank you. Dumb question, but did you know about right-clicking on the start button, clicking apps, and then just finding the app you wanted and uninstalling it? Yes. But that means seeing it, clicking, uninstall, and then opened another thing. So then I have to select the app again inside that program, press the uninstall button, press the Are You Sure button, whereas on Mac, I just drag it over, and it's done. And it just works. I don't know why the YouTube chat is having struggles. That makes me sad. We'll have to figure out another thing that combines all of the chats and everything. Again, we started this on a new PC, which for starting it on something new, it's going better than I thought it was going to go. Languages, Common and Draconic. Common feels like a given. Draconic, yeah, that makes sense. Senses, we're just gonna copy this right here. Boom. Boom. Resistance. Does it have any resistance? It has damage resistance to necrotic. We have that listed as a feature. So that's the interesting part. So we'll take that. We'll actually copy that. So I guess we don't really need to talk about resistance on this. Yeah, I used a different software altogether to uninstall things. Interesting. Prism. It's like OBS with Restream. With Restream built in, and it's free. Prism? What? Hold on. Prism Live Studio. I've never heard of this. Interesting. I'll have to look into that later. I've never heard of that. Prism. Okay. Resistance. It does have a magic resistance. It also has legendary resistance. But we gave ours rejuvenation, and then we gave it another resistance, which I feel like it doesn't need more. So we're just gonna put none. Unless chat comes up with something better. Vulnerable. It has no vulnerabilities in here. So we're gonna say none. And then conditions: charmed, exhaustion, frightened, paralyzed, poisoned. Which all of those I believe are in DC20. So we'll do charmed. Exhaustion. Frightened. Paralyzed. 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 Poisoned. Charmed. Exhaustion. Here, let's try this again. Let's give it another shot. Conditions. Enter. 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 Ah, conditions. Here we go. Exhaustion X. Oh, that's right. We need a number for it. Wait. Timeout. Oh, right. Let's go with our... What is it? What is our prime modifier? 4? At this level? No, it's... God, we've done this so many times. It's like 5. So we'll just say 5. Exhaustion 5. Charmed. Okay. What else we got? We have frightened, paralyzed, and poisoned. Let's see. Poisoned. Oh, wait, is there a frightened? Yeah, frightened. Paralyzed. Okay, so that's the only one that needed a number, so we're good there. Okay, doke. Now we get into the actions. Let me make sure, let me check on Twitch, because I have the YouTube chat pulled up. Okay, we're still good. There's only one person over there. Okay, I think it's just you and me, YouTube. It's just you, me, and the world right now. Okay. So action number 1, there's quite a few actions. We're gonna ignore the multi-attack because this is a multi-action system. So it's kind of redundant. We have Bite, which let me refer to the monster thing and see what we got. Other ideas. Did the Crassus have a bite? Claw, tongue, consume, spray. I'm almost positive I gave other things a bite. Yeah, okay. Command C. But because... Whoa! Okay, boom. Then we bold this. Boom. And because it's level 10 monster, this is going to be 4 piercing damage as a base. I know, it's a lot. The player will get over it. Claw. I believe the bear had the same thing. So claw. Control C. God, now that we've done a few of these creatures once, it's so much easier. It's way easier. Claw. This will also be 4 slashing damage. So we have bite, claw, tail. Okay. But then again, these are kind of like the same thing. Because they all do 4... I mean, I guess they do different damage types. That can matter, I suppose. We have Frightful Presence. Maybe we can make tail an attack enhancement. Let's go back to this one. So the Crassus has grapple for its attack enhancement. Young Crassus has nothing. So how about we workshop this a little bit? As we scroll down to the bottom, grapple power, prone. Oh, I like that. I like prone. Slow, undermine, poison. Let's do prone. I like that idea. Let's try that. All right, how do we want to do this? How do I add the little circle dot thing on Windows? I don't know. +1 prone. Actually, we should probably format this more like it's reflected in the actual monster stat block. So I'll just get rid of that. Physical save on a failure. On a failure, it's knocked prone by the DRACOLICH is tail. Just some little flavor text in there. I know this is supposed to be a 1-1 conversion, but I can't help but want to start homebrewing adjustments, you know? Yeah, I know. Like it's an undead dragon, why doesn't it do some kind of necrotic umbral acid damage on a bite? Ooh! Yes. Yes, 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 yes. You're right. Maybe we make that part of the enhancements. So we already have one for prone with the tail. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it. Let's have it add a damage. I mean, this one does have blue, like lightning breath, because this is technically. Oh wait, yeah, we're technically making it an adult blue DRACOLICH. So adult blue DRACOLICH. Adult blue DRACOLICH. Okay, so we have prone. Let's do this one as a +1, and we'll call it. I think there's something actually in the monster pack for changing damage types. Damage type. Change the damage type the monster deals or part of it to another damage type. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one we want. And then we don't want this bolded. And we all want this on the same line. Change the damage type the monster deals or part of it to another damage type. Yep. Yep. I like it. Change the damage type the monster deals or part of it to... Actually, let's just flat out name it. Or part of it to umbral damage. Let's just flat out name it, just in the stat block, umbral damage. How do we feel about that? Does that feel good? Does that feel more on point? Botakai! How you doing, buddy? Are you recovered from Gen Con? I'm not fully recovered from Gen Con. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so we have that. We have that. And this is the simple stat block. It doesn't have the apex reactions or anything. It's just there. It's just a quick run and gun thing. None of the fancy stuff. But now, let's add in the fancy stuff. So we're gonna copy this. We're gonna paste it in there. Reactions. Did the Crassus have reactions? It did. Counter jump. When the Crassus is hit by a ranged attack within 5 spaces, it can leap onto the creature. I don't really know of a reaction I would add to this thing. We haven't added Frightful Presence. We haven't added Lightning Breath. And then there's even legendary actions, which let's read these actually real quick. The Dracolich can take 3 legendary actions, choosing from the options below. Only 1 legendary action option can be used at a time, and only at the end of another creature's turn. The Dracolich regains the spent legendary actions at the start of its turn. Obviously, we'll base this off of how it is in the Crassus, so it will probably run out. It won't regain. Detect. The Dracolich makes a Wisdom Perception check. Tail attack. The Dracolich makes a tail attack. And wing attack costs 2 actions. The Dracolich beats its tattered wings. Each creature within 10 feet of the Dracolich. Ooh! I like that. I like that a lot. I think that's how we're gonna do this. So we're gonna add 1 more action to our stat block. I lied, and that's going to be lightning. All right, so we're going to insert cells and shift down. Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V. All right. A giant breath weapon like this should probably be... I'm gonna say 3. I'm gonna say 3 action points to do that. Because it has a +10 to hit. I mean, I guess all the players are gonna have crazy modifiers, but we really need it to be worth it. Like, if it's gonna do damage. Lurking, by the way, working in the background. I got 2 groups now. You ever DM for more than 1 group at a time? Yes. My God. Good luck. Have fun. Tell the players I said hello. Hasta la Winnebago. That's what I gotta say. Conkus, subscribed at tier 1. Thank you so much. 20 months. My goodness. My goodness. Love you, dude. Love you, dude. All right. Let's do this. This is going to be a lightning breath weapon. Or rather just lightning breath. The Dracolich exhales lightning in a 90-foot cone that is 5 feet wide. Each creature in that line must make a DC20 dexterity saving throw, taking 66 lightning damage on a failed save or half as much damage on a successful one. I lied. I lied. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get rid of all this. We're gonna make that we're definitely gonna make that an Apex action. Which, how is it framed in the Hunted? It's an Apex feature. Okay. Apex features. Now, does the monsters thing say anything about Apex features being only 1? Legendary action points. Boss. Okay. Boss points. Legendary action points work similar to how you have used them in other systems, and they actually fit into DC20 very smoothly. You can spend LAP in between the PC's turns. This lets these monsters act more often and in more dynamic ways. You can't spend legendary action points during your turn in the initiative order. You can give a monster any number of these, usually no more than the number of PCs. Oh. They recharge at the beginning of each round of combat. You can spend legendary action points in between any PC's turns. After a PC's turn in combat, you can spend 1 legendary action point to take any action that costs 1 action point, unless stated otherwise. You can spend action point or LAP to enhance maneuvers and spells. Just make sure you keep track of what you're spending. If a legendary monster wants to make opportunity attack, spell duel, or any other normal reaction, they can spend legendary action points instead of their normal action points. This lets them save their usually 4 action points to use on their turn, so they have a full turn. But that's different. These are similar to the concept of legendary resistance. You can choose to succeed a save that you just failed, reduce the damage you just took by half. But what about Apex? And then what is the Apex thing? Oh, Apex features, legendary action points, number of PCs. Okay, so that's how that works. Okay, I see what it's saying. These happen at the start of each round of combat, always going before any creature's turn. Okay, the Crassus summons a number of additional young Crassus equal to the current round number, but none of them can enter combat closer than 5 spaces away from a PC. Okay, so what if, let's see, because in D&D, when you have your lightning breath, it recharge 5 to 6. Recharge 5 through 6. So what about as the battle goes on, it ups its ability to do damage? So like, it has this round X mechanic. So if it's round 1, it can only do 1 lightning breath. Round 2, it does 2. That might be too much, but if the lightning breath is done so that it's only 4 points of damage plus whatever it beats the DC by, I think I could then see it being done multiple rounds. I think that's what I'm going to try to do. All right, so we're going to say legendary action points, number of PCs, and then we're just gonna insert some cells and shift down. Don't know why it does that. Boop, 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 boop. Fix that. Oh, I see why. Merge. Okay. So, how's it phrased in the hunted? Oops. Meow. Take that. See. The DRACOLICH. We gotta change that. The DRACOLICH. The DRACOLICH can spend any number of legendary action points to take an action at the end of any PC's turn. And then it's round X, summon the brood. I like the round X feature, so we're gonna say this is where round equals no, cancel. Okay, where round equals X. We'll call this lightning breath. All right, now how do I just like shift enter? Like how do I just make it go down some? Do I just tab? Nope, that's not how you do it. Lightning breath. Okay. So we'll just unbold, we'll copy, and then tweak, which is basically how I've just homebrewed monsters in the past. Whether that worked well is to be seen, but we'll see. All right, so the DRACOLICH, whoa, the DRACOLICH isn't going to be summoning anything, but we just need to get this away. The DRACOLICH summons a number of additional young Crasses equal to the current round number, but none of them can enter combat closer than 5 spaces away from a PC. The DRACOLICH can use its lightning breath a number of times equal to the current round number, X. Okay, so we'll just cut that, trim the fat. Lightning breath number, okay. Let's see. It exhales lightning. Yeah. Lightning in a 90-foot cone line that is 5 feet wide. How are cones phrased in DC20? Cone. A cone extends in a direction you choose from its point of origin. A cone's width at a given point along its length is equal to the point's distance from the point of origin. Okay. I don't know that we've seen how cone is used yet. Oh, Draconic Breath Weapon. But that's a... Alright, if this is 90 feet, 90 divided by 5 is probably what we need to do. 90 divided by 5. 18 spaces? We probably round it down to 15. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. So I will highlight, and then we will just kind of tweak it in here. Boom. Oh, God. It's all bold. Goes to show the kinds of things one would have considered. Just a shout out, but I really appreciate that you do these streams. It's a bit of work, but it's nice to see the conversion in real time. Yeah, thank you. That means a lot to me. I'm like everyone else. I'm still learning. Definitely not perfect at this, but you know, the only way we can get better at this is if we try it. And if these streams help other people, if it helps them have something that clicks where they can make a perfect DC20 stat block way better than I can or anyone else can, mission accomplished. So that means a lot to me. Thank you for that. Let's see. Let's say it. All right, so it exhales in a, we're going to say a 15 space, in a 15 space cone or a 30 space line. Alternatively, you can choose to make an attack. I don't even know if we need the alternatively part. We can just... The Dracolich uses its lightning breath a number of times equal to the current round number X. It exhales in a 15-space cone. It exhales lightning. Lightning in a 15-space cone or a 30-space line. Dealing... Should there be a save? Does the Crassus have any saves? Yeah. It's not really a spell attack. Unless they're magical? Yeah, I guess kind of. Okay, yeah. So we'll say... I don't know. No, use attack check or spell check. Okay. We're just gonna keep it simple. It's just an attack check. So no save. It excels lightning in a 15-space cone or a 30-space line, dealing... So if the base is supposed to be 4, and this is more extreme, let's go with... I don't know, 6... See, the +1 for beating a physical defense, it gets crazy. So, like, I know the damage is supposed to be base 4, but I'm scared to even go, like, 5 or 6. I would say no more than 6. 6 is kind of crazy. Maybe that's it. Dealing 6 lightning damage on a successful hit. The Dracolich uses its breath. The Dracolich uses its lightning breath a number of times equal to the current round number. It exhales lightning in a 15-space cone or a 30-space line, dealing 6 lightning damage on a successful hit. And then I feel like we can... Whoa, what the hecky becky happened there? Here, we'll clear it. Then we'll go boom, and then boom. And then we'll make one more feature, which is the Frightful Presence feature. Only use a save if there is some other effect on top of damage, like stun or paralysis. That's a great point. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's a great point. Thank you. Okay. So let's do Frightening Presence, or Frightful Presence. So this is going to be Frightful Presence. Each creature of the Dracolich's choice that is within 120 feet of the Dracolich and aware of it must succeed on a DC 18 Wisdom saving throw or become frightened for 1 minute. A creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. If a creature saving throw is successful or the effect ends for it, the creature is immune to the Dracolich's Frightful Presence for the next 24 hours. I'm tied between that and the Wing Attack. I think Wing Attack. Which, let's go ahead and make it how it's supposed to be. Which is 1. Oh wait, no, we can do that. Can we do that? Can we do... It freaked out on me earlier. Oh, it works there? That's a load of baloney. And then let's do... Ha! Ha! What did it say? 2 attack? 2 actions? Yeah, if there's only... Let's make it 3. Let's try that. Ah. Okay. In my honest opinion, we need more abilities in TTRPG games that target total HP, like sleep or power word. Interesting. I can kind of see what you mean there. I can kind of see that. Haven't heard this track in a while. This is the... Oh shoot, when did it start playing all of this? Oops. It wasn't supposed to. Damn. I might have to take the VOD down. It wasn't supposed to do that. Oops. Okay. Good soundtrack you got here, bro. Thank you. It was supposed to be the stream music that you can use from Critical Role, but I guess the soundtrack ended and it went on to the Pillars of Eternity. Oops. What do you mean by the HP thing? Like where HP is a factor to its effectiveness? Yes. Wait, what? Yeah, basically the soundtrack ended and then it went on to video game soundtracks. Hopefully there's not a copyright strike with all of this. Fingers crossed. All right. I'm not a fan of long descriptions, but screw it, let's do it. All right, so the DRACOLICH beats its tattered wings. Each creature within 2 spaces of the DRACOLICH must succeed a DC20, fitting, agility save, or take four force damage, right? Or take 4 force damage and be knocked prone. Must make a DC20 agility save. Let's format it like it's DC20. On a success, 4 force damage. 4 force damage. Or technically this would be the failure. Right? Yeah. On a failure, 4 force damage, and the creature is knocked prone. Let's see, and success. Wait. DC20 dexterity saving throw or take 14 bludgeoning damage and be knocked prone. After beating its wings this way, the Dracolich can fly up to half its flying speed. Okay. Which... For on a failure. Success, 4 force damage and the creature is knocked prone. Failure. I think we can just phrase it as the creature is not. I think that makes sense. If anyone has a better way of phrasing this, let me know. Didn't Critical Role use Pillars of Eternity music in Campaign 1? Yes. They also had permission, though. But also YouTube is more lenient with Holy shit, video game music. So maybe we're good. But yeah, if anyone has a better way to phrase this, let me know. Right now it's phrased as 3 legendary action points for a wing attack. The Dracolich beats its tattered wings. Each creature within 2 spaces of the Dracolich must succeed a DC20 agility save. On a success, 4 force damage. On a failure, the creature is knocked prone. So you succeed the save, 4 force damage. On a failure, the creature is knocked prone. I'm conflicted because on a success, 4 force damage, it means that basically this move guarantees 4 damage is gonna be done. But so really what they're rolling for is just to avoid being knocked prone. Should we just say 4 force damage, and on a failure, it's... On a success, it's 2 force damage, and on a failure, it's 4 damage plus being knocked prone? I don't know. I could leave it like this because I understand what the stat block means and is trying to say, but that doesn't mean other people will know what that means. But I'm almost tempted to just leave it that way. So if we zoom out back to 100%, we've successfully, or unsuccessfully, made an adult blue Dracolich. I'm pretty happy with this. It took a lot of workshopping, but we eventually got there. Maybe attack check to determine damage and agility save to avoid prone. Okay. I like that. Let's workshop that. So, 2 spaces away seems short to me. That's true. I was also just translating it because it says in here, where did it go? Each creature within 10 feet of the Dracolich must succeed. So I was just translating that space-wise. But if we want it to be bigger, we can go bigger. Maybe we just make it 4 spaces? I don't know about more than 4. Because 4 is a lot in DC20. The Dracolich beats its tattered wing. Each creature within 4 spaces of the Dracolich must succeed a DC20 agility save. Or be or be knocked prone. We're just going to word it the way it makes sense. Each creature within 4 spaces of the Dracolich must succeed a DC20 agility save or be knocked prone. On a successful hit, the creatures take 4 force damage. Do we like this better? 3 legendary action points for a wing attack. The Dracolich beats its tattered wings. Each creature within 4 spaces of the Dracolich must succeed a DC20 agility save or be knocked prone. On a successful hit, the creatures take oops, I accidentally deleted that. Take 4 force damage. On a successful attack check. On a successful attack check, the creatures take 4 force damage. Well, hold on. So what if you... I guess you could avoid the damage and still be like blown back. The difference is if you fail it and then take damage, you're taking damage from falling back. Whereas if you don't take damage, but you fail the save, you're just falling back, but you're doing it more in a safer manner. Okay, I think so. All right, I think that's it. I believe that's everything. I'm pretty happy with... Ew, wait, why does this look weird? Hold on. Something's going on right there. Something's not right over here. There we go. There's still like a weird little space. There we go. Is it the same down here? It is! Ooh, glad I caught that. That would have driven me crazy later. Okay. Let's see. Any final notes? Literal translation from one system to another can be challenging. It's incredibly challenging. Especially because we don't have all the the DC details. Help. We don't have all of the details with DC20. Like, we have an idea, we have some theories, but we don't have a dedicated language. We don't have wow, the multi-chat thing broke within Twitch too. That's interesting. I mean OBS. You know what I'm trying to say. It's rough. There's a lot we don't know, so we're kind of just winging it. But that's okay. That's part of the fun. It's exhausting a little bit, but it's fun. Hey, dude, gotta bounce, but this was fantastic to join. I feel like there's so much more to monsters than I thought. T and Tori, thank you so much for joining. Enjoy your session tonight. Best of luck. I feel like you said you were the GM tonight, so good luck. Have a great time, and thank you for hanging out. Maybe fail is knockback. Fail by 5 or more, and you go prone 2. Maybe fail is knockback. Oh, I think I see what you're saying. Knockback. Maneuver, the target is pushed 1 space away, up to 1 additional space for every 5 it fails its save by. And then you were saying fail by 5 or more and you go prone 2. Thank you. Tomorrow night and Friday, DM 2 DC20 groups. Man, But yeah, it was fun. See you later. See you later. I hope to do these more often. I need to finish, because I have 5 scripts written for the How to Play DC20 series, but they got exhausting there for a little bit. They just felt repetitive. I needed a little break from them, because I like making videos, I like scripting, I like shooting, I like editing, I like all of that. But more so than anything, I like telling a story. So if like making these monsters with you guys on live stream is fun because I'm actively engaging in a conversation. But when I'm editing the how-to videos, they're just, here's how you do this. This means this. Don't forget this. Instead of just telling a story. Thanks for making a DRACOLICH. It was fun to see, and now I have a stat block for the mini I printed. Hey, you're welcome. Oh, speaking of stat block, the stat block for the DRACOLICH will be posted tonight in the server. So if you want to join the Discord server, !Discord in the chat, it'll take you to a link, and then you can use that link to join the Swordplay and Sorcery Discord server, where you can look at all of the monsters we've made on stream, submit a monster that you would like to see made on stream, or even share your own monster stat block that you may have made, which no one's done that yet, but the moment someone does, I'm gonna eat that up. I'm gonna be so happy. Damn it, now you got me thinking. You got me thinking, Brian. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna workshop it one more time just to add knockback. All right, so we're gonna copy this, go back to the stat block, change the size just a little bit more. Each creature that must be a DC20 agility save, or here we'll do Control V. C must succeed a DC20 agility save. A DC20 agility save, or be pushed one space away. What didn't get translated over? Or up to one additional space. Okay. Push one space away. Or thank you. Or up to one additional space for every 5 it fails its save. Each creature within 4 spaces of the DRACOLICH must succeed a DC20 agility save or be pushed one space away. Wait, I formatted this funny. Let me see what I did. Pushed one space away plus up to one additional space. Okay. You push one space away plus one additional space for every 5 it fails its save by. If it fails I don't know about prone at that point. If it fails a save by 5 or more, the creature is knocked prone. On a successful attack check, the creatures take 4 force damage. The DRACOLICH beats its tattered wings. Each creature within 4 spaces of the DRACOLICH must succeed a DC20 agility save or be pushed one space away plus one additional space for every 5 it fails its save. This needs to be if If it fails a save by 5 or more, the creature is knocked prone. On a successful attack check, the creature takes... It needs to be consistent. The creature takes 4/4. Each creature... The creature is knocked prone. On a successful attack check, the creature takes 4 force damage. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. I think it's time we go ahead and export this so that we get this into the DC20, not DC20 server. I mean, I could share it in there. Into the Swordplay and Sorcery server ASAP. So let's go ahead and get that in there. Just exclamation point Discord. Boom. Oh, we got it on Twitch. Let me get it on YouTube. YouTube. All right. Here we go. Discord. Hopefully the bot will pop up at some point. Oh no, it's crazy. There it goes. Okay. Exclamation point Discord. The link is in the chat. Join the Discord server. Submit your monster. Look at the monsters we've already created, or share the monster that you've made. I'd love to see it. Everyone, this has been a blast. It's been a lot of fun workshopping this with you all. I'm glad to be back from Gen Con, and I'm excited to try and figure out more of these monsters. Try to hopefully grow in this skill. Start creating a consistent crafting language. It's fun. It's like a puzzle. It's like a game. And the fact that just some of you will just pop up and submit your feedback and your ideas means the world to me. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next stream. Adios.